not wasting any time launching vicious personal attacks at Amy Coney Barrett, my next guest spoke with her sister and asked specifically about the Christian group People of Praise that Amy is being criticized for being a part of. Take a listen.
I still maintain friendships with those very friends who I grew up with in the People of Praise. So I think really what people need to know is this isn't a crazy group. My experience with it has been that these are people who deeply care about one another and about other people.
Fox News contributor Raymond Arroyo joins me now with more. All right, Raymond, I understand that you went to New Orleans and you actually interviewed Amy Coney Barrett's sister, and you had some interesting connections. Tell us about it.
Well, we grew up in the same town in Metairie, which is a suburb of New Orleans. And not only do we know the same people, I found out tonight Judge Amy Coney Barrett was in a play in high school with my brother. And what he said is what I heard from so many of her friends and her family over the last week. She's the kindest person I've ever encountered. They said she had a sense of love and caring for other people. She's obviously brilliant, Judge, but this slander, this attack on this People of Praise group, her parents were a member of this group. We're not confirmed yet, and it hasn't been confirmed, that the judge is actually a member of this group, Amy Coney herself. What we do know is it's a charismatic prayer group. They pray the scriptures together. They go out and help the poor. It's hardly the Handmaid's Tale or some evil, cult-like group as it's being depicted in the pages of Newsweek and some other places. It's crazy.
All right. Now, you also found out some very interesting information about Amy Coney Barrett and her being in a play. Tell us about that.
Well, she was in a play with my brother in high school, but her friends told me how innovative she was. She was the vice president of the student body at Dominican High School, a girl who they said made sure everybody was included. She didn't like cliques, and we see that in her later career. I've spoken to people who teach with her at Notre Dame, same thing, very inclusive. She spends time cultivating relationships over a long period of time. It makes it very difficult, I think, Judge, as this confirmation project moves forward, this process, to damn her or attack her. This is a mother of 7, a woman who adopted 2 Haitian children, has a special needs child, and I don't know if you saw them leaving the house in South Bend today, getting 7 people to dress correctly and have everything in place and leave on time is itself too. Me too. I have trouble with 1. For this woman to do that, and let me tell you, she was in total control and drove the car to the airport herself. So much for the canard that she subjugated to her husband, are part of some wacky religious group. This slander of hers is not going to work, I don't think.
All right, you've covered Washington for 25 years. How bad do you think the battle's going to be, and how will she withstand it?
Well, as you heard from Senator Tillis, I think it's going to be a brutal battle. I think she is the perfect person to withstand it. She has grace. She knows where she's coming from. She's grounded in her family, and she's not part of the Washington elite, as some of the other recent nominees, frankly, were, okay? They were worried about how things were going to play. That's not Amy Coney Barrett's style, and I think attacking her in religion, attacking her as a mother, plays badly in this election year, particularly with Kamala Harris sitting on that dais as a member of the Judiciary, Judge.
All right, and very quickly, in terms of Senator Kamala Harris, how do you think she will handle her?
Well, I think Kamala Harris, they've already said she's going to take the lead in opposing Coney Barrett. My personal take is if she leans in too hard, she's going to hurt her ticket. Joe Biden is advertising himself as bringing decency and empathy back to Washington. Amy Coney Barrett is the epitome of that. And if we see Kamala Harris try to rough up a mother, a suburban working woman in that way, I think it totally undermines what very little argument they have for office at this point. We'll see what happens. But it plays into Donald Trump's hand.
Raymond Arroyo? All right. Thanks so much for being here tonight.
What a pleasure.
All right. And just 3 days until what could be the most watched debate in history. Dan Bongino, Leo Torello next to discuss that, plus more on the left's attacks against Amy Coney Barrett.